Hello, you are watching Community Conversations. I'm Doris Ballard, your host, and this is a production of ConcordTV, and it is also a podcast so you can listen as well as see us. And I am thrilled to have today Angie Lane with me. She is the new executive director at Red River Theaters. Welcome, Angie.
Thank you.
Hey.
This is so much fun.
Yeah, so glad to have you on the program.
Thank you.
And I'm thrilled. Congratulations on your position.
Thank you.
So let's get to know you for the public who does not know Angie Lane.
Yes.
Right. I think you and I first got to know each other when you worked at the Concord Monitor.
Yeah.
Way back when.
I know, it seems like forever ago,
Right.
but yeah.
And that's how
where
you
I
got to know a lot of people. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so I was really lucky because when I came on board, I this territory, they called it, which was the downtown territory, had opened, and I was so lucky because I live in Concord, and it's fantastic to be able to basically meet your neighbors and help them. And in reality, I don't think I was probably the best salesperson, but I
don't believe that.
I made so many great relationships, and that was really what was important because I felt like I needed to be able to give them the best advice that I could. And in some cases, maybe it wasn't the right choice for them, but it was so nice to be able to know the people in my community. And rather than people who maybe have a big box store, these are people whose livelihood is dependent on their store, and so they have so much invested in it, and it's so great to be able to help them in some way. And so yeah, I got to meet so many, and there's a lot of people are still around, and they still know me from that.
Yeah. So you got to meet all these small business people in the area that, and Main Street was not as beautiful as it is today.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So what a great time for you to be on Main Street in your new position again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So let's talk about how you ended up starting out at Red River Theaters and what the beginning of the journey was for you there.
So because of my involvement with the downtown, and also the Concord Young Professional Network was just starting up back then, which is kind of crazy.
Just part of the Chamber of Commerce.
Correct.
Right.
It's a program that was started by the Chamber, and so that had started, and in between working downtown and being part of that as it was just coming into its own, I met the original events person who was Kalina Guzman, and who you know.
Sure.
And so when she was leaving the theater, she said, you have a great personality. And I said, well, I don't know how to do events. And she's like, oh, you can learn how to do that. She's like, you can, it's just about the fact that you're good with people. And so I went for it. I had experience in certain things, but I was really lucky to have that opportunity because, Red River to me was the coolest place in town at that point. And then to be able to work for a nonprofit, and again, be in a position to meet so many different people in the community, it was at that point, it was like, whoa, I did it. This is what I've wanted the opportunity all this time trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my career. Right. I wasn't even thinking about my career really. I just wanted to do something really fun.
So Red River Theaters, it seems like a really fun place to work. Busy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But so what was the few things that you really, really learned? You left after how many years to go
About
to NHPR?
3.5.
Yep. 3.5 years. So what was it that you learned the most and you loved doing at Red River when you were the events coordinator?
Yeah, the thing that I missed most when I left was meeting with the different community partners that we had. And so sometimes we would partner with them, sometimes they would rent the theater, and through that I met so many people in town, and that was probably the best thing. And I also just learned a lot about organization as far as it's so busy and you're going in so many different directions that you need to be organized. And then I also learned a little about fundraising because every nonprofit, whatever position you're in, you're a fundraiser because you're representing and you're getting sponsorships, which in itself is fundraising. So that was really when I realized that that nonprofit work was going to be what I wanted to do with my career. I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do. I knew I kind of liked fundraising at that point. It was still intimidating to ask people for money, but that was the beginning of what I believe led into the next step. So.
Well, the next step was New Hampshire Public Radio for you. What was it that prompted you to, and what position was it, and what prompted you to apply for it?
Sure. So at that point, I had been at Red River Theaters for about 3.5 years, and I still was enjoying it, and it was still a great opportunity. But I had done, I've been doing the same thing And even though it was still fun, I really knew that I wanted to maybe pursue major giving or just learn more about fundraising. And NHPR is the fundraising model,
Absolutely.
Yeah, they know how to raise money. And so I saw an opening for a position that I actually didn't get, but it was for a major gifts officer. So when I applied for that, I was interviewed who eventually became my boss. And she said, you're great, but I was really looking for someone with more experience with asking for greater amounts of money. And so she's like, but would you consider interviewing for this other position? And so I came aboard as just a membership associate, but I was really lucky. She became the mentor for me as far as someone who believed in me and what my potential was. And so I really pushed myself and learned a great deal just about their fundraising model, which is, I always call it the fundraising machine, and because there's variation.
It's a great way to call it.
Yeah, and it was really great to be able to watch her, to watch other people within the organization and how they worked. And I always felt like it just made me work at a higher level. And my goal was to eventually be an ED at some point in my career, and I would want to come back to a nonprofit. I just never knew that the opportunity to come back to the nonprofit that I love would come up. So it's just come kind of full circle now.
If you're just tuning in, this is Community Conversations. I'm Doris Ballard, and this is a production of Concord TV, and we are getting to know the new executive director again, Angie Lane, who she was before, the events coordinator, right? But now she's the new executive director of Red River Theaters. So I want to get into Red River Theaters, but all right, so now let's just wrap up your journey back to Red River.
The journey home.
Right, so how did that all come about? And I'm sure NHPR was sad to see you leave.
And I was sad because NHPR is such a great organization and in itself gives so much to the state, and I mean, I can't speak highly enough of the people and what they do, but when this opportunity came up, there was no way that I couldn't go for it, just because I felt like, I'd be ready in 2 or 3 years at being an NHPR. But when this opportunity came up, I'm like, well, it's now or never. And so I immediately, let people know that I was interested. And it was a long process. And after a while, I kept thinking I felt like my second job was interviewing and preparing for this other job. And so I went through the interview process, and I was really lucky. I mean, there's some really great candidates out there, and I by no means thought I am the only choice. But it was good. I felt like I earned it. I went through all the processes and met with so many people, and really had to come to my own. I had to talk to myself and be like, why do you want this job, and why will you be the best person for it? So the process was good for me ultimately, because it really made me
just another learning experience.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And now if you're hiring someone, you can feel what it's like at the other side.
Now I am so much more aware of the interview process now that I've been through a lot of them.
That's right.
So.
Well, again, congratulations on your new position. Let's talk about the exciting things happening at Red River Theaters. I want to go right to the big changes that you're going to have. You've just a capital campaign to support the renovation of the Jocelyn Simchick Memorial Cinema. Talk about what the cinema was and what it's going to be now.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, they called it the classroom or that room, and it's not that was a terrible room, but compared to our other theaters, people were like, I'd rather see it in the other theater. And it was a flat floor, and the seats were probably something a little more comfortable than this, or actually maybe this is more comfortable. But people just didn't like the experience that they were getting, and I could see that. And the ticket price reflected that. It was $5 compared to $10, but we showed really great films in there, and it broke our heart so much to have people avoid that room simply because of the space. So we always knew that was a goal of Red River, and that capital campaign started before I even came on, and of course I was cheering along, because as much as I loved Red River, I still knew that was the one thing that people just were like, ooh. So they raised all this money. They're still raising money, actually. So if people want to support,
redrivertheaters.org if you want to go make a donation.
You can buy a chair, have your name on it.
Oh, buy a chair.
Oh gosh, it's gorgeous inside.
How much is it to buy a chair?
Oh gosh, I should know that.
You should know that. You know what? Go to the website, redrivertheaters.org. She's so busy with everything else.
I'm so
brand new executive director.
All right, but So now, if you go in, it is a completely different space. It looks like a private theater you might find in some millionaire's home.
So there'll
or
be
something.
30 chairs there,
30
but
chairs.
it's so intimate. I went and
Much
visited.
more
And
intimate.
It's not complete, but it's
Yeah.
intimate. There's a huge screen.
Huge screen.
Yeah.
The AV has been upgraded. The
Right.
projector has been updated. The seats will be nice and comfy. I mean,
No, and
hopefully
it has like a little table or something.
yes, you can
there,
put your
right?
popcorn. You can put your drink on.
Wow.
I know
And I
people-
love that Red River Theaters has beer and wine.
Oh, I know.
I'm sorry, but
it's
that is
nice.
a plus,
It's
right?
so nice,
And
especially
you meet a
after
lot
work.
of people in the community.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But I digress.
No,
All right,
no,
so
no.
back
It's
to
okay. I
the
usually do
screening
that.
room. Additional soundproofing, enhanced sound.
Yes.
And other facility enhancements are you had upgraded heating and cooling throughout the facility. I have put that from your site.
Yeah, that's part of the project. So that will be another part that will be completed later on in the year, but for the bigger halls, because sometimes it fluctuates in there and people either experience really cold or it's hot. So we want to try to get that, a little, maintain it a little better. So
I can see people competing for those 30 seats.
I
know. I can
absolutely see people competing.
Because it's so comfy, so different. Now,
Yeah.
it'll be open, I understand, by Valentine's Day or
well,
mid-February?
Actually, early February.
Oh.
We're looking around February 3rd, and there'll be events for people to come and see it, and of course they can go see movies in it. But I do think it's kind of now flip-flopped. Like people will want to be in that theater and wonder, like, oh, is it going to be in that theater?
Do you know what the first full movie that will be shown?
It'll be Hell or High Water,
Oh.
which I missed the first time
All right,
around.
if anyone did not go see that film, that was an amazingly well
that's what I've heard.
acted and it was a great movie.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to see it in there, actually.
Well, Jackie's coming up.
Friday. Tomorrow. Yeah.
When you watch this, it'll have been running for Friday, maybe a few days. But
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. Now let's go to the Oscar night.
Yeah.
Red Carpet is back.
Yes.
This is one of the big events that I know ConcordTV was a part of years ago.
Yes.
Kind of miss seeing it go away, but
Yeah, I mean, it took a lot of people were figuring out whether or not, it's a fundraiser. And
the return on investment is always a consideration.
Exactly. It's a great event, and we're so happy to be able to bring it back. And
So people get all
partner.
dressed up still.
Yes,
They have a red carpet.
Yes.
You come in, you're interviewed by moi at ConcordTV.
Yes.
And I'm not a difficult interviewer, it's more about the clothes. All right.
Yes,
about the
so get dressed.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we'll be showing it, by the way, on the channel.
Oh, really?
Afterwards,
Oh,
we'll be
I had no
editing
idea.
it. Oh, yeah. And then there's a reception, and
Yes.
you get to watch the Oscars
Yeah,
together.
I mean, it's so
There's
much
trivia.
fun. There's trivia, there's giveaways, there's tons of delicious food. There's going to be a champagne bar. There's going to be the tall granite big band's going to be there. There's going to be dancing. I mean, we're kind of packing it into this event because,
People can reserve tickets online now as it
Yes, they
so-
are on sale. Definitely get them. We plan on selling out just because we've seen a great surge in ticket sales lately since we've been
Good.
really promoting it, and we're so excited just because it's really it's the community's event,
Right.
And it's something that they can look forward to hopefully every year, and it's a reason to get a little dressed up and have a little fun. The only part I hate is on a Sunday night. The Oscars should move it, but
Oh,
we
I think
can't do
everybody
that.
should close their business the next day,
I agree.
and then
It should
you
be
can
a
take
holiday.
the day off.
It should be a holiday, but we probably
anyway.
have a better chance of getting them closer.
I know.
But it will
so
be fun.
that's exciting,
Yeah.
very exciting. And you don't have to get all dressed up, but it is
No.
kind of fun to do that.
Yeah. If you have just a cocktail dress to throw
Yeah.
on, I mean, some
Right.
people like to really dress
It's not.
up.
They do. They
They really
dress
do,
up,
and
right.
it's so much fun to
And
watch.
They come in groups, little groups.
Yeah, and it's a great way to
very creative.
It's a great way to support your indie cinema by
Right.
having a great night out, but knowing that the ticket sales are going to go and help us provide all the things we do for the community.
So now a lot of the movies, it's kind of tradition that Red River Theaters has the movies that have been nominated
Yes.
for the Oscars.
Yeah.
And the Golden Globes in most
Yes.
cases too. So
Yeah.
Moonlight, you showed that. I saw
Yep.
that one.
And that will probably come
that
back.
may be coming back,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I know that Manchester by the Sea is too late to see that right now, right?
It is, but it probably will come back. And that's probably one of the highest, most attended movies we've had in the history,
Right.
which is crazy.
great.
I would have guessed something else.
Great.
but-
No, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And then, of course, upcoming is 20th Century Women.
Yes,
with,
which looks fabulous.
Yeah, that looks really, really great. And I think that Annette Bening right?
Yeah, I
was
love her.
nominated for an award for that, for Golden Globes. I don't know if she's...
I don't think she would get the nod for the Oscar, but
Probably
yeah,
not, yeah.
yeah.
But, so you've got a lot of great films that are shown, and again, you can drink
Yeah.
wine and beer and have popcorn and have sandwich, whatever.
Oh
so
my gosh,
It's,
yeah.
And then I'm gonna go back
Okay.
to say, there's never a time I've gone to Red River Theaters and not seen people gathering that know each other. You bump
Oh,
into
yeah.
people you know.
Yeah, I
Right.
love that
It's a
about this
community.
town.
It's very
It really
community.
is, because you're bound to see someone you know. Like,
Right.
you probably, if you want to go there and not see anyone, you got to wear a disguise
Right.
or something. But it's a great place. And I feel like our staff is really welcoming. The facilities are
They
great.
are. They are.
Yeah, and I think it's just a great alternative night out.
So, what are your goals? You're the new executive director. Are you
know.
just, is your goal just you're settling in for a while until you decide? But in your mind right
Yeah.
now, when you thought you might take the
Yeah.
position or you applied for it, you must have thought in your head.
Oh,
I know.
definitely.
So, do you want to share them with us?
Sure. I mean, I'm going to take this first half of the year, because I started in January 3rd, and I'm really going to just try to listen to what's been happening for the time I've been gone. They've got a new system, and we're going to be hiring on a new business manager. There's like a lot of things that I need to learn before I can really start making any kind of changes or doing anything with programming. I mean, my things I look forward to is working with more community organizations and doing more fun programming. But I also really look forward to maybe working with the schools more and trying to figure out maybe somehow to partner with them and use film within their plan for the year. We have a lot of schools that come in, will do movies just for like a fun event for
So
the
bringing
kids.
in young people and
Yeah.
families,
Yeah.
things for young people. I love that you have you can bring your baby.
For Bring Your
Bring your own baby.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that, but I don't have a baby I can bring. So
we
maybe
should put something in there like you could bring someone else's baby with permission. Like you need to bring with
But you're
permission.
thinking outside of the box. I love that, and
Yeah.
as much as I hate that comment, but I had anyway. But also, you have discussions.
Yes.
I mean, you show films and then have
Yeah.
discussions afterwards. So
That's one of the best parts of the things that we do, I think. We partner with some really great organizations like the Humanities Council, the World Affairs Council. There's some really other small nonprofits that are doing amazing things. And what I love is that they can come into Red River, and sometimes it's hard to tell and express to people what your mission is and why your organization is important. But then they can show a film with a narrative. Maybe it's a story or it's a documentary, and that can tell your story.
Right.
And then they can have people speak on it after. And it's so great because when you reach people emotionally, especially film has a way of being magical that way to tell stories, difficult stories. There's been some amazing documentaries that we've partnered with organizations to get across what their mission is. And I love that people connect during those events because they get it. Like maybe they didn't get it before or get how important that message was, but then they see it on the big screen being, whether it's a documentary or it could be just a regular film. But it's amazing. I love that we create connections in the community.
Right.
Like that's one of the best parts of what we do.
now you can rent a theater. I know that ConcordTV has rented a theater for our youth video camp film festival. So we did that once this past August.
I think I attended that one. And it was so great.
Oh, good. They
Yeah.
were so, they felt very important, and we could watch their work. We have 6 video camps a year, and they're so creative.
Yeah.
So I think we might try to do that again.
That would be great.
This year, if we haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
But that kind of collaboration is
I know.
really important to small nonprofits.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just love the idea that maybe one of those kids, maybe they'll become a filmmaker, maybe they won't.
That's right.
But they'll remember that.
Well, they might work for Red River Theaters
Yes,
someday. You
I
never
know, right?
I mean,
The
work
time
for
is
us at
flying.
Concord TV. It happens.
Yeah,
Right, it does.
no, I hope so.
So, I mean, we do, I don't know if you know this, Angie, but Concord TV does upload programs like this on a regional server with the New Hampshire Coalition of Community Media.
Oh,
so
very cool.
We're going to try to get this out so that as soon as possible, so that we can get people from around the state who have it on their stations.
We're definitely a state organization.
To come, if you haven't come and discovered Red River Theaters.
That's what it is. It's discovering it.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you could say anything, I'm going to put you on the spot now.
gosh,
but you're a
okay.
communications major, so let's go
I know.
for it.
All right.
So this time, look at the camera and tell people why they should come to Red River Theaters?
Sure. Well, Red River Theaters is the only nonprofit indie cinema in the entire state. And I always say it's magical just because of the way it was even born in this city of, 43,000 people. I mean, this is something that you might see in a bigger city or just not here in Concord. So the fact that it's even here is kind of magical. And we give so much back to the community, but at our core, we show fantastic films and great discussions and amazing events. And we partner with so many community organizations. So if it's something that you're thinking about, definitely contact me. We love meeting new people and helping them get their message out. So yeah, I think that I'm just most proud of being part of an organization that's such an important part of the community. And we've only been around for 10 years. There's been organizations
You're
that
going to have your 10-year anniversary pretty soon, yeah.
But I think that what's best about it is that we intend to be around for quite a while.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
All right.
And yeah.
Let's talk about membership, because while we hope we get their attention, becoming a member, what you get? Some passes?
Yes, you get free passes. You get to come free on your birthday or birthday month, because we don't require you to come. It's really hard sometimes to
come
get
on my
in on your
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah,
So during your birthday month,
idea.
you can come through. We do free popcorn days.
Yeah.
We'll do advanced ticket sales to special events, so you might be able to get into something a little early before it sells out.
That's a great idea.
We do member pricing for regular shows, but also the red carpet has member pricing. So we try to reward members, because ultimately, for all the money that big corporate sponsorships that are so important to us, it's the members that really make us who we are, because
they keep sustaining.
Yes, and they truly use the space and come in and enjoy what we do. So
right, that's great. So if they want to make a donation or become a member, redrivertheaters.org. And so you can make a donation right online.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to see some wonderful movies, and definitely look into the red carpet night, or it's called From Hollywood to Main Street.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our brand new Main Street. We're celebrating.
Perfect.
It's going to be great.
Right.
Yeah.
So look in your closet, pull out your best garb, and just have a good time. And the date is February 26th.
Yes.
The night of the Oscars. So watch it with some of the great people in Concord and beyond.
Yeah.
And win some prizes, perhaps with trivia.
Win some prizes, eat great food. Maybe you want to dance a little.
Oh, you can even dance.
Yes, it's going to be great. Yeah.
And be prepared to be interviewed by me
Yes.
on the red carpet for ConcordTV.
You'll be kind, though. You're going to be so nice. You're not like Joan Rivers.
Oh, please. Oh, my gosh, no. But I'm glad you said that, because I don't want them to be afraid of that.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, no.
Doris is going to
We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, it's great that you're the first person they're going to see when they walk through the door.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I take that as a compliment, and I'm going to give you one back. So great that they hired you at Red River Theaters as its new executive director. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see what you and your team are going to do this next year. I know it'll be fabulous.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Thanks for being on Community Conversations.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in and watching, and get involved with Concord TV, yourconcordtv.org, because we also are a small nonprofit that likes to collaborate with others. So have a great day.